I wasn't always like this. There was a time when I woke up every day with a silent dread, the kind that doesn't scream at you, but instead whispers constantly. You're behind. You should be doing more. You're wasting your life. I didn't hate my life. I just wasn't in it. I existed in a state of passive observation, watching others chase dreams, scrolling through their wins, laughing at their joy like I was standing outside the glass of life itself, watching, never participating. And every night, I'd lay down, telling myself that tomorrow I'd start. But tomorrow was just another word for never. It took me years to realize that I wasn't stuck because I didn't have enough time, or because I lacked motivation. I was stuck because deep down, I didn't believe I could change. And when you don't believe in your own ability to change, no plan, no routine, no habit tracker will save you. Change doesn't begin when you buy a course or follow a guru or wake up at 5 a.m. Change begins the moment you get tired of your own excuses. I reached a point where I hated my comfort zone more than I feared the unknown, and that's when things started to shift. Because the truth is, changing your life is not a single decision. It's a war against distraction, a war against procrastination, a war against who you used to be. So if you're watching this right now and something inside you is burning quietly, pay attention to that. Because that little burn, that's not guilt, it's not regret. That's the signal. That's the internal call to war. Let me show you how to answer it. They told you you were gifted, didn't they? Smart, talented, full of potential. And now, here you are, buried under the weight of all that unused talent. Potential is dangerous because it feels like progress, but it's not. It's just a story, a fantasy of what could be if you ever got around to trying. I lived in that fantasy for too long. I'd imagined the version of me who finally got it together. He was disciplined, he was respected, he was calm, but he wasn't real. He was just the ghost of my better self, haunting every day I wasted. And here's the hard truth. You are not owed success just because you have potential. Potential means nothing without execution. So if you're tired of being the person who could have been, start by burying the story of who you thought you'd be and build the version that actually shows up. Nobody warned me that my worst addictions wouldn't come in needles or bottles. They came in the form of notifications, endless scrolling, and short-term comfort. Comfort is a drug, and just like any drug, the more you consume it, the more it consumes you. I was addicted to escaping my own thoughts. Any silence felt threatening, any boredom was unbearable, so I ran into my phone, into distractions, into noise. But change requires stillness. You can't build a better life if you're constantly running from the one you already have. So I did something radical. I stopped feeding the noise. I deleted the apps. I silenced the notifications. And for the first time, I listened. What I heard was painful, but it was also honest. And honesty is the first step to healing. No one tells you that self-improvement is isolating, that the more you grow, the more distant you feel from the people you used to relate to. You stop vibing with mediocrity. You lose interest in gossip, in mindless entertainment, in shallow validation, and it's lonely. Because people will say, "You've changed." As if that's a bad thing, but here's what I've learned. Growth is supposed to create distance. It's not your job to stay small just to make others comfortable. The ones meant to walk with you will catch up. And the rest, they'll fade. Don't let the fear of losing people stop you from becoming who you were meant to be. I used to think habits were enough. If I just followed a routine, tracked everything, stayed consistent, I'd win. But the truth is, habits don't stick until your identity changes. If deep down you still believe you're lazy or broken or inconsistent, no habit will save you. You'll always sabotage. So I stopped trying to act disciplined and started becoming disciplined. I told myself the story of who I wanted to be until I believed it. Not perfectly, not instantly, but enough to stop giving up every time it got hard. If you want to change your life, start by changing what you believe about yourself, because identity drives behavior. I don't know where you are right now. Maybe you're just stuck. Maybe you've hit rock bottom. But I want you to hear this. Rock bottom is not the end. It's the foundation. It's the moment when you stop pretending. When you finally face the truth you've been avoiding. Yes, it's painful, but pain is a powerful teacher. Let it burn. Let it shape you. Let it remind you that you never want to feel this lost again. Then build, not to impress anyone, not to prove anything, but because you owe it to yourself to try. Change is not a 30-day challenge. It's not a YouTube tutorial. It's a lifestyle. You're going to slip. You're going to fail. You're going to want to quit. And that's okay, because progress isn't linear. It's messy, chaotic, brutal, but it's worth it. So keep going. Even when it's boring, even when it's slow, even when no one's watching. That's where the real transformation happens. You don't need more time. You need more honesty. You don't need to wait until you're ready. You need to start while you're scared. Your life won't change because you watched this video. It'll change because you decided to do something about it. So shut down the browser, turn off the noise, and start. Because the life you want, it's already waiting for you to show up. You don't need more time. You need more honesty. You don't need to wait until you're ready. You need to start while you're scared. Your life won't change because you watched this video. It'll change because you decided to do something about it. So shut down the browser, turn off the noise, and start. Because the life you want, it's already waiting for you to show up. If this video made you pause, if it made you think twice about your life, then don't leave without subscribing. This channel is here to challenge you, to wake you up, to keep you focused on the life you deserve to build. Hit that like button and subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it keeps the momentum going. Let's build something real together.